I don't know what to say, really. 3 minutes till the biggest battle of our professional lives. All comes down to today. Either we heal as a team, or we're gonna crumble. Inch by inch, play by play, till we're finished. We're in hell right now, gentlemen. Believe me. And we can stay here, get the shit kicked out of us, or we can fight our way back into the light. We can climb out of hell. 1 inch at a time.
What up, YouTube? I'm coming to you again with something I heard. Professor, philosopher, psychologist. I think it's psychologist. I think let's go with psychologist. Jordan Peterson. He has a lot of things to say that are good and a lot of things that are controversial. But I think all of it's, comes from a place of a hell of a lot of experience with studying people, I would say. But anyway, he had this quote, or he had this thing he said in one of the videos I was watching. And it's simple, but it's not simple for me to unpack because I'm kind of wrestling with it right now and I'm opening my mind's eye to really receive what this means, because the definitions are very opposite. But if you look at it through a true lens, it actually does mean what he said. He says commitment and sacrifice are the same thing. And I wrote that down right away and went to the definitions, and wonderful, the person who does my wonderful editing is going to have the quotes up so we can have the definitions up so we can see that. And I just want to record this part because maybe I'm gonna go back to it and I'm gonna be like, okay, this is what I was thinking at that time, and then maybe it's out there on YouTube and we can keep, I would love to even hear what other people, when we're doing our podcast and we have these questions, I have different people around me, Jade, Lauren, Mom Swift, and Steven, and we could bounce this off and then I get a better understanding. But I'm just going to record this part. And here's what I first thought. It's like commitment and sacrifice is the same thing. That don't even make sense. But then I read the definition with the mindset of, wait a minute, he's coming from a place, or at least he said this from a place that I may not perceive yet. So, okay, let me be open-minded. Let me be willing to receive anything that's to come. Now, I may get a little frustrated by it that I couldn't get it. And I kind of was like, wait a minute, what do you mean by that? But everybody knows, or at least says they know what commitment is. And we're like, no, I'm committed. I'm committed to this, or whatever the case may be. And then we always say, yo, you have to or no one says, yo, you need to make a sacrifice. But, you have to sacrifice something to accomplish. That's what I say. I'm like, hey, you got to make a sacrifice when you're married. You got to make a sacrifice as a father. You got to make a sacrifice as a coach. And there's some of those sacrifices are easier than others, but they're all sacrifices. And you have to stay committed to your sacrifice. So that's, I would say, as far as I got. But as I'm explaining, as I'm talking about it, committed to your sacrifice. And I always would say this thing, I'm committed to my commitments. But I guess now, just listening to myself talk about it, to make a commitment, it is a sacrifice. And at the same time, if we're understanding that those things do go together, and we now see, or let's say you're kind of getting the mindset of me, it's like, wait, I can see how that kind of goes together in my life. And for me, it's very enlightening to be like, wait a minute, if I'm committed to something, I have my integrity when I'm committed to it. It comes like the byproduct of my commitment and the level of integrity that I have. Everyone will notice my sacrifice. Everyone will see my sacrifice. And that's that's where I am right now. But here's the thing that I got stuck on, or that I'm not stuck. That's not true. The thing where I'm at is that's not true. Everybody won't see your sacrifice. Everybody doesn't pay attention to your sacrifice. No one really, many people don't even understand sometimes what a sacrifice. I would always tell Toya, we need to get away from this person or this situation, or leave this individual alone, because they don't understand. Like, we really stayed committed to what we did, and for them to talk to us like that, they don't even understand us. Right? So, we would get, as you could understand, frustrated if somebody saying you don't work hard enough. I'm like, man, you don't even know me. And what I learned from that, the great Mr. Will Coverdale would always say, Mr. Peppy, they never, my nickname Peppy, they didn't even ask you a question. I still carry that to this day. It's like, to understand a person sacrifice, to understand their commitment, you have to ask questions, and you have to be a good understanding what questions do for people. And if no one's really asking you your questions, any questions about your life, or trying to understand it, they probably will not perceive your commitment to what you say you want, or what you're daily going after. They probably won't see that. I could probably jump out there and say they won't see that. Will they see your commitment? Will they see your sacrifice? All those things going back and forth, it's irrelevant. It's all irrelevant. I don't need people to see my sacrifice. And it shows me that the fact that they may not understand or perceive or even evolved enough to even receive my sacrifice and my commitment to what I've accomplished, or what I'm still striving to accomplish, or what I'm still yearning to accomplish. So that's a thing that I kind of, I wanted to Lord have mercy, Jesus, help me. It's kind of a thing that I'm unpacking at the moment, because I know when I got this quote, and it was probably a couple months ago, and then I'm going through my phone, I'm like, man, that's a good quote. I mean, that's something that I really, it always has me thinking. It's not anything that I can say I have I know what quote to give you. It's one that keeps evolving. So I look forward to the evolution of, commitment and sacrifice being the same thing, because it's definitely going to evolve my thinking. Peace. Hey, folks. Thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Oh, yeah, hit that bell, so you can know more about Swift Sundays.